Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really firing up the engines, metaphorically speaking, for a close look at the upcoming Charlotte Truck Series race.
Yeah, definitely.
You've given us this incredible pile of stats, really detailed analysis. Our job today is to sift through it all, find the real contenders, maybe spot a dark horse.
Exactly. And it's quite the data set. We've got these advanced metrics, things like CPOMS, WRRP, PFAE, stuff that really gets under the hood of performance.
Right, it's beyond just like fastest lap.
Totally. It tells us about consistent speed, where guys are actually running during the race, how well they finish compared to what you'd sort of expect, even how they gain or lose speed during a run. It's a lot.
It sounds like a really comprehensive picture. And you've also factored in the context, right? Like recent races, Charlotte history, team trends.
Absolutely. The numbers are great, but you need that context. How's the team doing on intermediates? How's the driver run here before? It all matters.
Okay, got it. So the mission today, let's break down this info, pull out the sharpest predictions, the likely stories we might see play out on track.
Sure.
So where do we start? Who does the data point to first, the big favorite?
Well, statistically, one name just jumps out immediately, Corey Heim.
Okay.
His CPOMS, think of that as like how consistently close he runs to the absolute limit of the truck. It's 0.986, which is, tied for the best. Means he's running super fast laps, very consistently.
He's not just one lap speed, but race-long pace.
Exactly. He nails it lap after lap. And that shows up in his running position. His ARP, average running position, is 3.7. That's elite.
Wow.
And then there's WARP, weighted ARP, which gives more weight to laps later in the race. That's 3.4. Also fantastic. Basically, he lives at the front.
Okay, so he's fast, he runs up front. Does he, seal the deal, convert that into finishes?
Oh, yeah. Look at his PFAE. Positions finished above expected. It's kind of nuts. 50.3 over just 8 starts.
50.3. So he finishes like 6 spots better than expected on average?
Pretty much. And his success rate, the select percent, is 88%. He delivers. Plus, look at the lap leader data. He's led laps in almost every single race this year.
Leading laps almost every week. That's dominance. How much is the team Tricon Garage Toyota playing into this?
That's a huge piece of it. Tricon has really got their intermediate program dialed in. Their Toyotas are consistently fast on these mile and a halves. And Heim himself, his DPMS, which shows speed change over a run, it's strong. He doesn't fade. If anything, he maintains or gets stronger.
Right. So putting it all together, Heim isn't just a favorite. He's the favorite and likely to lead the most laps.
That's what the numbers scream, yeah. Barring bad luck, pit road issues, the usual chaos. The data points heavily towards Heim leading a bunch of laps.
Okay, Heim sets the benchmark. Now, who looks poised to actually challenge him? Who are the main rivals based on this data?
Well, if you're looking at raw speed, Chandler Smith has to be right there. His CPOMS is 0.981. That's third best, barely behind Heim and Chastain. And his ARP, 6.2, shows he's also running near the sharp end.
And he's got wins this year, right? He's proven he can close.
Exactly, 2 wins. His PFAP, that's sort of finish position relative to running position, is a healthy 3.53. And a 75% success rate is solid. He performs.
Okay. Now, I did see his POMS, the speed change metric, was slightly negative. What does that tell us?
Yeah, that's interesting. It suggests he might be a little stronger earlier in a run compared to the very end, but you have to look at the context. He's in KBM equipment, Kyle Busch Motorsports. They are really known for building rocket ships for these 1.5-mile tracks. And Smith himself, he knows how to lead laps on these types of ovals.
So even if the very late run speed dips a tiny bit, the overall package fast truck capable driver makes him a huge threat.
Absolutely. He qualifies well. The pit crew does its job. He can definitely win. He could absolutely lead a lot of laps, especially early on. He's a prime challenger for Heim.
Okay. Now, there's one other name right up there in CPOMS, Ross Chastain. But the sample size is small this year in trucks, right?
That's the big caveat, yeah. Just one start in the data set we're using here, but man, what a start.
The numbers were good.
Incredible. CPOMS of 0.986, tied with Heim for the best. ARP of 3.6, WARP of 3.0. Elite stuff.
Wow. Okay, small sample, but flashing potential. What else?
His PFRP was strong, 3.16. His gain-loss ratio was positive, meaning he moved forward. And his speed score, SS, was really high, 17.0, just pure pace.
And we know Chastain, aggressive style.
That's the thing. You combine that pace with his driving style, put him in top-tier equipment, and his teams usually bring good stuff to Charlotte. He's a factor, a definite factor.
So Maybe a bit of a wild card because of the limited starts, but genuine win potential.
Yeah.
Lap leading potential.
For sure. Expect him to be mixing it up for the lead during green flag runs. If he keeps it clean, avoids the characteristic Chastain aggression pitfalls, he could definitely steal the show.
Yeah.
Major threat to lead laps.
All right, so Heim, Smith, Chastain are the top tier statistically. Let's talk about, well, Kyle Busch. Always a threat in this series, but maybe the stats show something a little different this time.
That's a good way to put it. You never count Kyle Busch out in a truck. His CPMS is strong, 0.979, still very good speed. But like you said, it is a step below those top three.
And that average running position, ARP, seemed high for him, 10.9.
Yeah, that's unusually high for Kyle. It suggests he spent, more time mired in traffic than usual, which is interesting.
But he finishes well.
His suit swap percent is 100% perfect. He brings it home clean. Always. And his gain loss, GRLR, is 0.0. Doesn't really gain or lose net spots over the race, but tends to finish strong, implying he makes gains late.
So good finishes, but maybe from further back. What's the story there? Team, setup.
It could be a mix. Spire, the team, they're solid, but maybe some inconsistencies on pit road. Sometimes the setup isn't perfect off the truck, but then you factor in Kyle's experience, his racecraft. He finds speed late.
So potential to lead laps, maybe early if he qualifies up front or on strategy, but maybe not the raw pace to just drive away from everyone like the other top guys.
That seems to be what the numbers suggest for this race, yeah. His path to leading a lot of laps feels more dependent on track position, maybe pit cycles, rather than just pure dominant speed throughout the whole run. Still a contender, absolutely, but maybe needing things to fall his way a bit more.
Makes sense. Okay, so beyond those four, let's look at the next group. The guys fighting for top 10s, maybe capitalize if the leaders stumble. Who's in that mix?
Right. There's a solid group here. Good drivers, good teams, but the stats suggest leading laps is probably a tougher ask. Lane Riggs is one.
Okay.
Riggs, steady guy. CPOMS is decent, 0.977, ARP around 8. What stands out is he finishes way better than he starts PFAE of almost 75% success rate. And he gets better as the race goes on. Positive DPOMS, likes long runs.
Okay, solid, improves late. What about Ty Majeski? He seemed really strong earlier.
Yeah, the numbers have dipped a bit recently. CPOMS, 0.976. ARP, up near 11th. His PFRP is lower, 6% down to 50%. And a negative BUPOMS suggests he might fade a bit late. Force Sport's been a little inconsistent on intermediates, too.
Interesting dip. Daniel Hemrick always seems consistent.
The data backs that up. Mr. Consistency. CPOMS, 0.973. ARPOR, both around 10th or 11th, but high suck percent, 88%, and a really good PO per almost 7. He finishes much better than he runs. Plus positive to PMS, he closes well.
So colleague equipment is solid. He drives smart, gains late.
Pretty much. Less likely to lead green flag laps, more likely to pop up late via strategy or restarts.
Gotcha. Grant and Finger.
Similar CPOMS to Hemrick, 0.973. ARP a bit better, 9.7, but lower POP, 1.57. Sucker per 75%. Reliable team, but the speed doesn't jump out. Relies more on others having trouble, maybe good strategy calls.
Okay. Tyler Ankrum. He's shown flashes.
Yeah, Ankrum's interesting. CPOMS 0.976, ARP 8.8. But look at his PFR 7.2, and a really strong finisher compared to where he runs. 75% suck percent, gains late. The potential issue might be sometimes conservative pick strategy from the team might keep him from getting right to the very front.
And Caden Honeycutt.
Honeycutt, CPOMS 3.978, ARP 8.9. Decent PFAE, but lower PFAE, 1.46, 75% second print. Looks like a solid, reliable, top 12 kind of guy, but probably lacks that extra bit of raw speed to run with the leaders consistently.
Okay, so that group, Riggs, Majeski, Hemrick, and Finger, Ankrum, Honeycutt. Solid top 10 threats, but the data really suggests breaking into that elite lap leader category is a big stretch for them without, some chaos.
That's a fair summary. They need things to go right, maybe some misfortune for the top guys, and then when you look further down the list.
Yeah, let's touch on that briefly. The rest of the field, Brandon Jones, Parker Kligerman, Ben Rhodes, all the way down. The numbers suggest they're pretty unlikely to be up front leading.
Oh, absolutely. You look at their metrics, the lower CPOMS, the higher ARPs, often negative or very low PFRPs, combined with what we know about the teams. It paints a clear picture. It's just statistically very improbable they'll be running P1 or leading laps under green. Surprises happen, it's racing, but the data points elsewhere for the lead pack.
Okay, so let's boil it down. Lap leader summary for Charlotte.
Based on everything we've dug into, yeah. Corey Heim, Chandler Smith, Ross Chastain, those are your highest probability lap leaders. Kyle Busch is the next most likely, but probably needs good track position or strategy. Outside of those four, it looks like a real uphill battle for anyone else to lead significant laps.
Right. So Quick recap of this deep dive. Corey Haim looks like the statistical powerhouse. Chandler Smith and Ross Chastain are the main challengers with serious speed. Kyle Busch, always dangerous, but maybe needs a little help to dominate this one. And then there's a big group fighting for top tens, hoping for an opening.
That sums it up nicely. Haim's consistency is tough to bet against right now. But Smith's speed, Chastain's talent, it sets up a potentially fantastic battle up front. Should be good.
Absolutely. Which leads us to our final thought for you, the listener. We've crunched the numbers, looked at the stats, but what about the X factors? What unpredictable things, a botched pit stop, a perfectly timed caution, maybe just pure driver aggression sparking something unexpected could completely flip this script? It's always worth remembering, right? Even the best data can't predict everything in the wild world of racing. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.